danced. I'm a verb. I'm something God is doing. Which suddenly gave me the realization that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It doesn't matter what social media says. It doesn't matter what I want. Hey, it's Alan here. Now, Anthony DeMello. Anthony DeMello. Let me tell you a 2-minute story. Anthony DeMello. When I was a teenager, I was introduced to Anthony DeMello. I was on the way to a retreat with was like 3 young teenager kids in a car driving towards the country in Ireland, the beautiful countryside in Ireland, where we're driving through and seeing all of this incredible scenery in Ireland. It's a very beautiful country. And we're sitting in the car to a retreat with one of the brothers, and he put on a tape. And the tape was just on in the background. I wasn't even listening. My subconscious mind was listening to this tape. And it was Anthony DeMello. It was one of Anthony DeMello's retreats. There was very few that were actually recorded, but this was one of the ones that were recorded. And I remember it. Because as I listened, as my subconscious mind listened and listened and listened to Anthony DeMello, something happened. Something happened in me. Now, I grew up in Ireland. We were Catholic. And, that's in my DNA. But also, I can't deny that the Celtic pagan blood is also in my body. So, that's my historical legacy. I have the Celtic pagan blood, and pagan is just belief in nature, belief in the magic of nature. To my understanding, I'm not an expert in pagan ideology. I know the Catholic ideology better. But we went to Mass every week, so I understood what it said in the Old Testament and the New Testament. I've heard the stories over and over and over again. But when I listened to Anthony DeMello, something clicked, and he didn't just talk about the Old Testament and the New Testament. He talked about the Bhagavad Gita. He talked about all kinds of cultures and all kinds of stories. And something really, really clicked in me. Really clicked in me. And for a long time, I felt all of the stress, because I didn't like school, I didn't enjoy school. It wasn't a good time for me. And I guess I was very stressed for a long time during school. And all of the stress, I was in like 6th year at this stage, all the stress just flowed out of my body. There was no stress left. It was gone. And all my fears and my worries, I think we all have it. I think we're all born with a fear of death, are we? I don't know. And a fear of falling. All my fears disappeared. To the point where I put myself in some really dangerous situations. But part of me always knew that I was protected. There was something up there protecting me. I always knew, and I had this belief, wow, I don't fear death. I really don't fear death. I know it's going to come. And I'm okay with it. It's fine. I'm ready. When it comes, I'm ready. And I know that's not the end for me. I really believed that, like to my core, for a long, long time. And I felt free, and I was a different person. You couldn't get me down. You couldn't make me feel bad. You couldn't hurt my feelings. I was a different person for a long time. And I really believed that I was that for a long time. And I didn't realize that I wasn't that anymore. I lost it over time, but I didn't realize that I lost it. I didn't realize that I lost that feeling, that peace, that inner peace that I got from listening to Anthony DeMello. I didn't realize it was gone until I was in a situation where my brother almost died. And that knocked me. That really knocked me. He had a stroke and almost died. And that really knocked me. And all of a sudden I realized I do fear death again. I do, because when I was face to face with it, I was knocked. I was really emotionally knocked. Now, it wasn't my death I was face to face with, but I was face to face with death, like someone close to me could die soon. He basically died. He, thanks to incredible surgeons and some help from above, some protection from above, he came back. He came right back. But he basically died. But I realised I do fear death again. I was fearless. I was absolutely fearless. But it's gone. It's completely gone. But how did I lose that? Where did that go? I didn't know what happened. Because it's like the tide coming in. It's not one moment. Listening to Anthony DeMello for me was one moment, one spark, and it just happened. But it doesn't disappear like that. It's like the tide coming in. You don't even notice it. You're sitting on the side of the shore, and suddenly you realise that you're covered in water. Where did all that water come from? The tide comes in so slowly. You don't notice it moving. And it comes in and out and in and out. So it's slow. But you have to say that did happen. It's different now. It's definitely different now. And for a long time I was like, what happened there? How did I lose that? I didn't even realise I'd lost it. I didn't even realise it was gone. I didn't even realise. And I try not to talk about God on these videos because I know everybody has different belief systems and I don't want to bore you with God if that's not your thing. But this is just my personal experience I'm talking about. But I was listening to Anthony DeMello again, and he said something so profound. Listen to him on Audible. He said something so profound. He said that God isn't the big dancer and you're the small dancer. God isn't this big dancer and you're the small dancer. Because there's a big issue with being attached to outcome. Because we want stuff in our lives, don't we? We want to create stuff, we want to do stuff, we want to be excited about our work. But there's a big problem about being attached to a specific outcome. And I noticed this. I played golf once or twice, and when I play golf, I take a shot and I just don't care. I don't care about what happens to the shot. And I do this incredible shot. It just lands on the green right in front of the hole, out of nowhere. And then I'm really excited about that. And I'm like, oh, you're really good at golf. And then every other shot is like the worst shot in the world because I suddenly care about doing a good shot. I just can't do it anymore. It's lost. And I was listening to Anthony DeMello. He says, God isn't the big dancer and you're the small dancer. God is the dancer and you are being danced. You are not a dancer at all. You are being danced. What he's basically saying is you're not even a noun. You're a verb. You're something that God is doing. Now, I'm not talking about you. You, whatever. I'm just realizing that he was talking about me. I'm not a noun. I'm not even a thing. I am being danced. I'm a verb. I'm something God is doing. Which suddenly gave me the realization that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anyone thinks. It doesn't matter what social media says. It doesn't matter what I want. It's an incredible freedom because I'm not even a noun. I'm only a verb. I'm just something that God is doing right now. So my life doesn't matter in a way and has no meaning. And because that gives you incredible freedom. Because it doesn't matter. I can do what I want. It doesn't matter. No one cares. No one really cares. At the end of the day, I'm only a verb. I'm being danced. I'm just something that God is doing. And I'm glad he's doing it. And when he stops doing it, that's fine too. And it just gave me that feeling and that freedom again. Anthony DeMello, you're right. You're right. I'm just something that God is doing right now. And if there's big crazy wars somewhere, if there's pandemics, if there's people dropping like flies all around me, it doesn't matter. This is just something that God is doing right now. It's just an experience God is having. And I don't really matter. I don't really matter. And there's no meaning. And because of that, I can give meaning. And because of that, I'm completely free. Completely free. And I can allow God to have his incredible... Now, I'm just using the word God. You know, it's almost... I almost feel like it's blasphemous just to even use the word God, because God is something that we can't... God is something that I know is there, but I can't describe. I can't tell you what it is. It's untangible. You can't touch it. So, and there's no word that adequately describes what it is, but we have to put a word on it. It's like the way Anthony DeMello describes it is, if everybody was blind and you were the only one who could see, and compared to God, we are basically blind. So if everybody was blind and you were the only one who could see, and someone said to you, what's the colour green like? And you were like, well, the colour green, it's like, you know, it's like velvet. You know, it's, you try to describe it. He goes, oh, it's like velvet. And then someone comes up to you a week later and says, what's the colour green like? And you're like, oh, colour green, you know, well, it just, it's like, do you ever taste, you know, fresh produce? It's like fresh produce. Then I develop words and words. This is an idea of what he said. And then they have an argument later on. He says, no, it's like velvet. No, it's like fresh produce. And neither of them knows what it is. And I don't know what it is. But I know it's there. And I know I am something that it's doing right now. And I'm so glad. I am something that it's doing right now. But it just gives you incredible freedom. You don't matter. You don't matter. And I'm using the word you, but I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about me. I'm just talking about me right now. I don't matter. And there's no meaning. And in that there's incredible freedom and incredible peace. Thank you, Anthony DeMello. And I know within a week or two I'll forget these incredible, profound words you say, but I'll try to keep listening so I don't. It's been Alan here. Just want to talk 10 minutes about Anthony DeMello.